Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Rodney, and I'm back. And I just wanted to come and run my mouth for a quick second and talk about the girls down in Jackson, Mississippi. All right, so this is Belle Collective. I read online on Twitter that next week is the um, season finale. I don't know how true that is, but I was like, next week? So I don't know. I mean, girl, they could have at least given us 10 episodes. I don't know, girl. It is what it is. So Marie, Letitia, and Akeisha. It was not a lot going on in this episode. There were some parts that we could talk about, of course, but it wasn't like a whole lot. But anyway, so Marie, Letitia, and Akeisha meet up for lunch. They basically reintroduce themselves. I'm Marie Monroe. Yeah. Um, but they basically come to the conclusion that Tambra is pretty much, I guess, behind a lot of the mess that's been started, which, quiet as it's kept, she really is. Marie Monroe, her mother has disappeared. For those who don't know, Marie's mother battles with addiction, and she basically told us that she has disappeared. So she's back out in the streets. So hopefully, that's drug addiction is hard to kick. I've never experienced it, thank God. From what they say, it's very difficult to kick. So hopefully, Marie's mother can get us together sooner than later. Um, they talked about Tambra having security and walking up on them. Girl, oh girl, I got a lot to say about Tambra and that man of hers, Golden Corral. Girl. Okay, first of all, we know that Tambra having security or the security walking up was some BS. The conversation that was happening between Greedy and Letitia was not that deep, was not that serious. No one was being disrespected. Now, what I will say that when I remember when they showed the preview for like the upcoming episode, I was like, "Ooh, who is Greedy cursing out?" Because he was cursing at Letitia. Well, I heard a curse word, right? But once I saw the full conversation, see, that's how they get you. But once I saw the full conversation, I was like, "Oh, okay, it wasn't bad, right?" He did use a cuss word, but it wasn't to the point where girl things were about to go left. And just like Letitia said, girl, as much as girl her and Glenn getting on my nerves, um, girl, that's probably what's going. That's probably how I was going to end. If next week is a season, I just put two and two together. If next week is the season finale, it's gonna end with Glenn and Letitia basically being back together. Girl, I'm not going to play with Letitia or Glendale, okay? Um, but yeah, just like Letitia said, girl, my husband was there. So, girl, if anything was gonna go left, girl, I just would have tapped him on his shoulder. So it really didn't make sense for Tamara to have security walk up, except for the fact that she probably did not. I'm not gonna say it's for the fact, but except for what we think her reasoning is that she didn't want to have to discuss her and the Taisha and Greedy, entanglement allegedly, right? I'm sure she's not stupid. I'm sure that when she saw Letitia and Greedy having a conversation, she put two and two together, right? So security walk up with me, and then we leaving. Girl, can I say something? Can I say something? Why does Tampa need security? Girl, I'm not trying to say that Tampa ain't important. Tampa, why do you? What y'all got going on in Jackson to the point where Tampa needs security? I mean, Glendale did say that it was dangerous, and that's why he got people following his wife. I don't know, girl. I'm gonna let the girls. If the girls want security to feel safe, then girl, get security in order to feel safe. That's what it come down to. Tambra and Golden Corral. Girl, why did Tamara get out of that car like she was bad? Girl, she got out that car with that clutch under her hand, looking all over. I said, girl, is she going to girl, is she taking photos? girl, girl, they going to the local seafood joint. And she doing all of that. So listen, we just gonna talk, okay? Okay, y'all. I have come to the conclusion. Okay, so after, after gathering the evidence, I tried to give Greedy the benefit of the doubt. I really did. And y'all know I'm not in the business of giving these Negroes the benefit of the doubt. Girl, you have to prove to me that you ain't trifling. Okay? But the reason why I was giving Greedy the benefit of the doubt is because I could not remember exactly the exact conversation that Taisha, the designer, as Tambra likes to call her, which I think is so disrespectful. Like you know she's trying to be funny by trying to just. It's almost like she's disrespecting what she does at the same time, like the designer. Like all she do is just design. Well, girl, somebody could say all you do is talk on the radio. You see what I'm saying? Like, I don't like the fact that I get it that you don't like the girl, but I don't like the fact that Tamara, she's trying to be shady. Like the interior designer, the designer. Girl, you know that girl name. But it is what it is, girl. When you don't like somebody, I guess you don't owe them nothing. So I guess that's what it comes down to. So I couldn't remember what Taisha. Is her name Taisha or Tasha? I can't remember. I think it's Taisha. I can't remember what the conversation that Taisha and Letitia had at the beginning of the season when Taisha stopped by Letitia's office. I thought that she said that her and Greedy were basically, girl, smashing. So when they started talking about an emotional connection, I was like, huh? I was like, I thought she said they had sex. But maybe I was just, maybe I jumped to the conclusion that when she said they were talking or messing around or whatever word she used, I just automatically assumed that it was sex. So I was like, well, maybe that's my bad. And I wasn't going, and I didn't want to go back and try to rewatch the episode. So I was like, girl, I don't know. I'm just going to give him the benefit of the doubt and say that maybe the heifer is crazy and maybe he is telling the truth. Boom. I ain't taking nobody's side. Okay? It wasn't until the last episode, last week, where I was like, okay, the verdict is in. Greedy ain't shit. Greedy, you ain't shit. You ain't gonna never be shit. I was sitting here listening to the stuff that Greedy was saying. Like when he started playing this game of, oh, I got an emotional connection with God. Then when he tried to pull, did y'all hear when he said something about this happened in 2014? I don't know what he was talking about. Again, I only heard him say something about 2014. And I was like, girl, if it was a problem, she should have brought it up before then. Girl, what? Okay. And then with the whole grand gestures of love, I'm going to give Tamra some flowers in front of everybody in, Jackson, Mississippi while the cameras are rolling, right? Now we fast forward to this episode, and now Greedy is on some, you should move in with me. Girl, what? I just feel like what Greedy is doing is basic nigga 101. Really basic man 101, right? I feel like this is something that men do when they get caught up into some shit, right? Of course, I'm going to deny. I'm going to say she crazy, right? I'm going to say that whatever she experienced with our interaction is not what happened. Again, she's crazy. I don't know what she's talking about. So we're gonna deny. Then we're gonna question her mental health. This is what they do. This is what they do, right? Then I'm going to, of course, get angry, right? Get frustrated because now my stuff is starting to fall down. Then I'm going to show these grand gestures of love by giving you flowers from the local grocery store in front of everybody in Jackson, Mississippi. Then I'm going to ask you to move in with me, right? And then I'm going to say, if you basically get pregnant, then it is what it is, and that's God's will, right? So I'm looking at all these things, and I'm like, oh, this is basic nigga 101. Okay, this is what the niggas do when they get caught into some shit. And so I've come to the conclusion that greedy, your hands are dirty, bruh. And that's just what it comes down to. It ain't no other way to flip it, twist it, turn it, smack it. You was doing something with that girl, and if it was and I do believe that it was something y'all was probably I'm not gonna say it was having sex, but I do believe that, girl, it was past, girl. Oh, how you doing, Taisha, today? This, that. I believe that, girl, whatever she think was going on, bitch, it was going on. And it was probably about to be something else going on after that emotional connection was established. That woman ain't crazy. That woman is not crazy. That woman is not crazy, y'all. I think that Greedy knows exactly what he's doing. I think that Tambra is full of shit. Tambra, I'm so confused on what y'all doing. Because one minute, I was with Tambra. Quiet as this kept, I was with Tambra. Because she wanted to do things the traditional way. Even though, girl, they've been smashed and doing all of that stuff, which is, But she wanted to try to do things the traditional way, which I was like, okay, cool. If that's how she wants to do it, if Tambra wants to get married, move in, have a baby, do it that way, then fine. Do it the way that you want it to be done. But then I couldn't keep up with Tamra's story, girl. You going to see this doctor about fertility issues when, girl, you ain't even had sex unprotected. So how you know that you can't have a baby if you're telling us that y'all have never had sex unprotected, but, girl, quiet as this kept, Greedy pretty much told on you when you said that in front of the doctor. He looked at you like, girl, what you talking about? Okay, if that's what we saying, right? And now you on some, basically we're going by the doctor's orders, and basically we getting it in. So y'all not using protection no more. Because I thought you said you wanted to get married before you have a baby. Because in your head, when people have unprotected sex, I mean, of course that means that, girl, I mean, you can catch more than a baby. But you could really, really possibly get pregnant. So I'm like, has she had a change of heart on why she's following the doctor's orders now, right? I don't know. I just feel like Tamra, girl, I think Tamra is pulling stunts and shows. I think Tamra pulling stunts and shows. And the diva said this, I think Tamra is another Phaedra Parks, quiet as it's kept. I do. I think she pulling stunts and shows, and I think that she is putting up a show for her parents to appear to be this woman that she's probably not. We already clocked Tambra. She messy as hell. From what the girls was putting two and two together at the dinner table last week. Tambra, girl, I don't know, child. You gonna have to get it together because it's looking real, and you looking real. Can't no woman take my man. Girl, my man is telling the truth. Well, girl, when you look at all the stuff that he's doing, girl, it's literally what niggas do. He wants her to move in. Can I say something? I'm about to say, and I don't want to sound disrespectful, but I'm gonna go ahead and say this. In my honest opinion, it really don't take a lot to get married. If you really, 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 really want to get married, girl, you'll take your black ass down to the courthouse. And quiet as it's kept, as much as women, no tea, no shade. I love women to pieces, okay? But from what I have seen, as much as women, girl, are girl head over heels and obsessed with being married and being a wife and having a husband. That's my husband, right? Girl, these girls will take a ring out of a Cracker Jack box just so they could do this. What Yandy was doing, just so could they do that. Just so they could do that. They would take a ring out of a gumball machine and they would accept it if you offered it to them. So this whole thing of Tamber and Greedy getting married and finally trying to ring, like I get it. Some people want these over the top weddings, right? And let's just call a thing a thing. Y'all ain't getting prenups, okay? Y'all ain't getting prenups, so y'all, it ain't like y'all going down and trying to, girl, get everything legalized and make sure that if, in case Mad Day come, that we ain't got no issues. You leave with this, I leave with this. So it's like, girl, what's this big deal about getting married? Either the nigga gonna propose, go get a ring and propose, or either he not. Cause he could go get a ring for $500 and girl lie like the other niggas and be like, oh girl, that ran me about $3,000. You see what I'm saying? He can go get a ring for $250. Ain't nobody really gonna know the difference except the jewelry. If you tried to go pawn it, then they might be like, girl, this ring is only worth $175, 17. I just don't understand the big deal. Like, girl, if y'all are gonna get married, nigga propose. It's not that big of, it's not that deep, it's not that serious. It's not. It's not. I don't care how you want to slice it and dice it. Again, unless you just want to have one of these big over the top weddings that a lot of people can't afford and they have to save money for years and years and beg for money and take out loans, then I guess. But for the most part, if you really, 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 really want to get married, bitch, you can go get married on your lunch break and take your black ass back to work. Quiet as it's kept. I know somebody who got married on their lunch break. Hello? Anyways, child. So he wants her to move. Oh, so he wants her to move in basically before he proposes. Greedy and Tampa are a mess, girl. Glendale, this review is getting too long. We need to wrap it up. Glendale, Jerez, and Marie Monroe. Glenda, not Glendale. Glenda is Jerez's baby mama's mother. Um, I know it's hard for girl. Her daughter died. I'm gonna say something. I need to know why that girl was murdered because I have not looked into the story, but it is just weird to me. Maybe she honked the horn at somebody and one of these niggas had road rage and got to shooting. You know, people crazy nowadays. They'll shoot you and kill you for any little reason. I just think it's weird that this 18-year-old girl was just shot at inside of her car. And that's pretty much that's all they done said. Y'all don't think that's weird? What did she have going on as an 18-year-old girl where somebody would just shoot at her car? I feel like, and I'm gonna watch what I say. I feel like, girl, maybe I watch too much TV. That's one. Let me just say this. Maybe I watch too much TV. But I feel like she was in somebody else's car and somebody was after somebody and they just saw the car and got to shooting. And they didn't know that she was in the car. I feel like that's what happened. I don't know though. Let's move on. Latrice may have a little Cliffarella. She pops up. JJ and what's her name? So Gucci. I like So Gucci and JJ. And I know So Gucci and JJ probably been through some stuff because they've been together for a long, 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 long time. And I just believe that when people been together for a long time, they done been through some shit. But I hope that JJ don't turn out to be no trifling girl. People cheat. I don't think it's an excuse, but people cheat. If JJ turn out to be like Glendale, I'm gonna be so disappointed because I like JJ. No, JJ is not on my list. I got my list. Okay, JJ not on my list. But I like JJ. JJ seemed cool. Willie seemed cool. Cliff actually not that bad. He just got some old school. I mean, but he an older man, so you really can't expect nothing. The only one I can, and girl, for me to be saying this, girl, usually I be on these niggas' necks, okay? The only two that's really giving me a side eye is Glendale. He number one on the hit list, and girl, Golden Corral. Cliff don't seem that bad. Willie don't seem that bad so far. And JJ don't seem that bad. I'd probably take JJ over all of them. Probably because JJ always up. Like, JJ just like a happy motherfucker. Girl, like, JJ, you ain't never mad. JJ the type of person that if he got mad, bitch, I'm leaving. Girl, it's time to go, girl. JJ is mad, girl. Girl, let's go, bitch. Girl, this nigga is upset, okay? JJ the type of nigga that if JJ get mad, because he always happy. He always smiling, always in a good mood. So if JJ get mad, bitch, get your shit and go. Because, baby, JJ probably about to pull out a gun and shoot somebody. Bitch, JJ going to jail. And bullets ain't got no name, so, bitch, I suggest you get all your shit and get the hell up out of Dodge, okay? Bitch, you better catch ghosts, Casper style. Shout out to JJ and So Gucci. I love the fact that So Gucci and JJ are supporting their daughter. That's JJ's stepdaughter, but girl, he been in her life for 15 years. They bought her a car. I'm not gonna lie. When I saw her daughter sitting there with that little boy, I said, "Baby, these some children having a baby." Yeah. But I mean, So Gucci is doing what I think some parents would not do: support their daughter. Like, this girl is probably young as hell. I don't know how old. She's young as hell having a baby. And So Gucci just ain't throwing her to the wayside. She like, okay, she got pregnant. It ain't nothing we can do. So, girl, I'm going to support my child. So, shout out to So Gucci for real, for real. And JJ. They having a drive-through baby shower. I said, I know that's right. Girl, I just want your gifts. Girl, don't come over touching on my stomach. Girl, I don't blame them. Shout out to that, a drive-through baby shower. That's the best thing to do. And probably because this was, when did they probably shoot this? It was the beginning of this year, I think, right? I don't know. But girl, still, shout out to the drive-through baby shower. Girl, did y'all hear what So Gucci said about the boy's mama, the baby daddy? Her mom, girl, first of all, her mama walked up, girl, ready for the TV. Girl, mama had her wig tussle. Girl, this thing had her shades on. She had her little boots, her little booties, okay? Had her little dress, her little flowy dress. Baby, mama was ready for the scene. So Gucci said, I like her a little bit. I said, oh, so they be beefing sometimes. Bring So Gucci back. Carlos, nigga, bring So Gucci back and bring that baby mama back, because I think that So Gucci and that baby mama be beefing. So Gucci basically said, I'll poke with the bitch every now and again. Yeah, So Gucci basically said, I don't really fool with her like that, but she alright, right? I know that's right. They bought that girl a car. So Gucci and JJ bought that girl a car. Baby, shout out to So Gucci and JJ. Girl, this is probably the first time this is the first time I probably never wore out a nigga, honey. I be wearing their asses out. But JJ said my right, girl. I like JJ. Latrice was cute at the baby shower. Latrice really, no tea, no shade. Latrice probably one of the best dressers on TV. I mean, girl, she don't give you all of that like what Marlo be giving, that street fashion. But Latrice be looking good. Latrice be together. Latrice be together. Latrice be together. Even last season, Latrice was together. And usually, the first girls, the first season girls, that, we all think we cute until we get on TV, then we realize we look a mess. Then we be like, girl, I need somebody to come help me with my fashions, right? But even last year, Latrice was cute her first season. So shout out to Latrice for always looking together, honey. Baby, when that bitch was walking to that celebration for Marie Monroe and Essie, and she had that black leather skirt dress on and that dark lip and girl, that straight hair, bitch. You better pop through, Miss Latrice. Okay? Miss Latrice said, bitch, who ain't bad? Okay, I know that's right. Latrice and Cliff, girl, I'm not gonna lie, girl. When Latrice and Cliff were talking, and Latrice when it got in the bed, I don't know why it sounded like a BET movie to me. I'm so drained because of work. Girl, why are they acting like they going over a script? Okay, girl, whatever. Latrice is worried. I think I skipped over some stuff. Oh, Latrice, bitch. When Latrice held that baby, and she was like, "Do you rock the baby back and forth?" Well, girl, if you rock the baby back and forth, that don't mean, girl, you rocking yourself back and forth, Latrice. Girl, I say, girl, Latrice, girl. You supposed to rock the baby, not rock yourself, baby. Give me that baby back, okay? Anyways, I get Latrice basically is worried. I get what Latrice is saying, but I also understand what Cliff is saying too. The truth of the matter is, girl, it sounds good coming out, but we know that for a lot of us, it's not reality, girl, because we tend to worry. I worry a lot, but you can't worry all the time. Like basically, what Cliff was saying, girl, you worrying about stuff ain't gonna change nothing. I remember one time, as ignorant as he is, I remember one time 50 Cent said something that stuck with me. He was doing an interview with Oprah. I think it was 50 Cent. I'm almost sure. He basically said that either you pray or either you worry, but you can't do both. You can't pray and still worry. Either you're going to worry or either you're going to pray. And then you got to just let it go. And I was like, oh my God, that is so true. Anyways, Cliff, what it sounds like, Cliff comes from generational wealth. This is the thing, right? Cliff and Latrice, I'll say this much. Just because you come from a different background does not mean that you cannot understand other folks' their walk in life, right? I don't have to grow up in, mama being a crackhead, growing up in the hood to realize that, girl, your journey in life, the cards that you were dealt, the things that you may have to go through and things that you may have to overcome will be probably completely different than mine, right? I can't say that I experienced what you experienced, but I can have some type of understanding, right? Some people, on the other hand, I feel like Cliff is one of those people because he probably did come from a well-to-do family, like Latrice said, that he probably just can't wrap his head around it. Like, girl, why are you worried about stuff? Why this and why that? Like, I can understand why Latrice is. If Latrice comes from a background where, like, her father, was not present, and then she's lost one or two brothers. So that's a lot for Latrice to deal with. And if Latrice comes from a background where like her family was poor, that's probably one of the big reasons why Latrice worked so hard. And she said it like I love my man, but girl, this ain't promised. Like I'm not gonna be poor again. So if I gotta work myself to the bones, I will. That's not good, right? I think Latrice needs some therapy. I do think that. So she can work through whatever issues, that she has. I don't think that Latrice should be pressured into having a child if she doesn't want one. I think that women need to follow, because I think that it's this lie that people push about all women wanting to have children, which is a bold face fucking lie. Because if all women wanted to have children, there wouldn't be so many children in foster homes up for adoption, their grandmothers taking care of their grandkids, grandfathers, uncles, but mostly it'd be like the grandmamas and the grandparents. So it's kind of like, girl, we can't keep pushing this narrative that all women want children, because if all women wanted children, girl, it wouldn't be so many children, girl, looking for a place to stay. So I think that if Latrice knows within her heart that she doesn't want children for whatever reason, she shouldn't have children. Now, maybe if she goes to therapy and she works through her issues, right, she may come to the conclusion like, okay, I think I've worked through whatever issues that I have. I do want a child. She's still young. But if she don't want a baby, she shouldn't have no baby. Not even for Cliff. Not even for Cliff. One of the things that I don't like about Cliff. Oh, and another thing too. She asked him, "Can you be a good father?" Cliff got 5 kids from what y'all said. I guarantee you, Latrice, what you need to do, if you want to get the answer to your question, is to go have a private conversation with his 5 kids and ask his 5 kids, what type of father was Cliff to you? Because from what the daughter said the first episode, she don't hear from Cliff that often. Remember she said that? She said, I don't hear from either one of you that often. So I'm just trying to figure out what type of father is Cliff. Is he the father that just feels as though as long as he provides, then he's good to go? But again, if you want to know what type of father Cliff would be, girl, you got 5 answers. They'll tell you what the tea is. Now, if they tell you he was an excellent father, he did this, he did that, he taught me this, he taught me that, then girl, go ahead and girl, go for what you know. But again, girl, like I said, girl, Cliff told us, I talk to her all the time. The daughter says, girl, I don't talk to either one of y'all that often. Somebody lying, and I feel like it's Cliff. All right. I don't like how Cliff, this is a problem too. Have y'all noticed that Latrice, she does have abandonment issues. Like if you go back to last season when Cliff planned that dinner outside and Latrice got upset about something. I can't remember what happened. It was a dinner at their house. They got a whole bunch of land. He left her basically, or tried to leave her wherever the spot was that they had dinner outside. And then this time, did you hear when she basically said that if I get pregnant, then either it's going to be A. Y'all already know what A means. Okay? We're going to the TCBY. We're going to the TCBY. The TCBY, for the girls who don't know, is on P Valley. Mercedes told her daughter they was going to the TCBY, but they was really going to the clinic. So we call the clinic the TCBY now, okay? So Latrice let Cliff know that, girl, either if I find out I'm pregnant, either we putting the baby up for adoption, or either, girl, I'm going to the TCBY. Cliff basically says that, that's not a decision that she can make by herself. Listen, this is how I feel about shit like that. I do kind of get, girl, but I know some of y'all about to get mad. I do kind of understand what Cliff is saying, right? But I also feel like, girl, stop telling y'all, like, Latrice, if you know you really concrete on not having a baby, if your ass found that you was pregnant tomorrow, do not tell Cliff that you're pregnant. Just go, whatever decision that you decide to make. And if you decide to go to the TCBY, girl, just go to the TCBY, girl. And then don't tell Cliff. But I don't understand. If you know that you don't want to have, this is for all women. If you know that you don't want to have a baby and you know that it's not up for discussion of whether or not you want to have the baby, why tell your husband, especially if you know he's trying to have a baby? Just don't tell him. Because at that point, it's just going to be a whole bunch of chaos and confusion. Girl, just go take care of your business. Girl, y'all know. Girl, you can go get that done and be back at work the next day. It ain't, girl, I know. I mean, not me personally, but girl, I know. You go, girl, it'd be a whole bunch of people in the room. I've been told this about more than a few people. Be a whole bunch of people in the room. You go, they give you choice A, choice B, I believe. After they do it, you sit there for a couple of hours, then you go home, and then you go back to work the next day. Let me shut up. But yeah, I don't like the fact that Latrice. I don't like the fact that Cliff, whenever Latrice gets upset, have you noticed that whenever she gets upset, she'll say, "I don't care, I'll leave," and then he'll say, "Bye." I think that plays into her abandonment issues and her not being able to trust men. Because the same thing happened last year. Now it's happening again this year. Well, Latrice is basically telling the man, and maybe she doesn't realize she's doing this. She's telling this man, her husband, "You can leave. I don't care. Bye." And then he'll be like, "Well, I'm gone. Bye." Right? And I don't think that she probably doesn't realize that she's basically doing what she's doing, and he probably doesn't realize that he's playing into her issues with men, deserting her, men abandoning her, men leaving her, whether it's through death or whatever. So I think that Cliff needs to work on that because that's not good. You're not making your wife feel any better or secure or making her change her feelings by every time. And she needs to work on always telling a nigga, "You can leave." You know what I'm saying? Because the nigga gonna be like, "Bye," right? So they both got some shit they gotta work on. I gotta pee. Girl, this review is getting too long, but I gotta pee. I'm about to pee on myself. Hold up, y'all. Ooh, girl, I was almost peed on myself. That's one of the reasons why I was trying to hurry up. Cause I needed to go. Girl. Going there and pee. All right. So, girl, that's enough of Latrice and Cliff, girl. Essie said something that I was like, girl, this is a mess. She said 2022 and we're still on first. Basically saying that, girl, it's 2022 and, girl, we're still talking about the first black, which is actually really, really sad. That's the point I'm trying to make. That's really, really sad. Girl, we're about to be in 2023, and the simple fact that we're still saying the first black anything, or hell, even the first Hispanic anything, or the first, girl, that is just really, it just goes to show how far we have not come. Okay, Akeisha is basically having a gathering to introduce herself and reintroduce herself to the community. Letitia's face was cracked when Akeisha basically let it be known that this had nothing to do with her teaming up with Letitia. Letitia, you can feel how you want to feel, mama, but girl, let's just call a thing, sweetie. You went low with Akeisha. You pulled a page from Marlo Hampton's book. Right? So at this point, if I was Akeisha, I would not go with Letitia either. Business, personal, girl. I guess I got to deal with you because of the show. But other than that, girl, it really would be some girl. I'm dealing with you with a long handle spoon. Because if you can go that low with somebody because, girl, you heard they said you was ugly, girl, the girl no telling what else come out your mouth when it comes to me. So I don't know why Letitia was sitting there with her face cracked when Akeisha announced that she was having this event. But girl, pick your jaw off the ground, mama. You the one who did this. Tambra, girl. So Taisha walked in. So, girl, Latrice was giving some speech about y'all black women being strong, girl. I heard that y'all not supposed to do that no more. I be listening to black women. Girl, believe it or not. Girl, okay, well, I don't listen to these niggas. Y'all know that. I listen to the women. Well, some of the niggas I listen to, the ones who got a little bit of sense. A lot of them don't. But girl, we really trying to, girl, steer away from that whole black women is strong type of stuff. So I want y'all to stop saying that. That's what that's what the women be saying. They want y'all to stop saying that. I'm just passing the messages on. Stop with that whole black women is strong shit, okay? But anyways, girl, she said the black woman is strong. So they sitting there clapping and then agreeing. And girl, what I tell you, bitch. when I tell you Tamara was shaking her head like agreeing with what Latrice was saying, and Taisha walked in the building, and bitch, Tamara couldn't stop shaking her head. So Latrice was giving her little speech, blah blah blah. Oh, because Glenda came, the girl's mama who was killed. She came, and so what's her name? Tamara is shaking her head. And girl Taisha walked in. Here go Tamara. Bitch, when I tell you I was bitch, all she could do was shake her head. All she could do was shake her head. Girl, she got up, she gave Maria a hug. I love you. I love you. I have to go. I have to go. I love you. Girl. Girl, now this is where I did agree with Tambra. Until she started hollering when she was walking out the door. Tamara basically said that she wasn't about to go back and forth with Taisha, especially when Damon wasn't there to defend himself. Which I actually agreed with, because the last thing you want to do is, girl, I mean, this is the thing also too. It can work two different ways. Either you could have a conversation with Taisha, right? Since y'all want it's on some woman to woman, girl, right? Bitch, like, girl, I can talk. So what's going on between you and so and so? So that just because you have a conversation with somebody does not mean the conversation can't be civilized, right? If the conversation was to go left, I'm not saying it would have been Tambra's fault, but I also understand what Tambra was trying to say about not having a conversation without Demond here to defend himself. Because the last thing you do want to do is to get into an argument with this woman over a nigga. But girl, you've already, I mean, of course, Tamara's already chosen her man's side. Like a lot, I feel like a lot of women will probably do. So it's like, you don't want to have a conversation because, again, you don't want to probably fuss, fight, and argue, and he not here. But then, girl, as soon as you walk out the door, you start calling her desperate and crazy. You're desperate. You're crazy. That might be your man, girl. Right? So it's like, you kind of, girl, if you was going to start hollering from across the room, girl, you should have just went on and had the conversation. You know what I'm saying? Because at this point, you're screaming and yelling. You're screaming and yelling across the room. Girl, just have the conversation at this point. You know? But Tamara gets up and leaves, and that's what it is, girl. All right, this review was extremely too long, especially for some shit. The episode was not that packed with stuff, but y'all know, girl, I can talk. All right, I'm about to go. I'll talk to y'all girls later. Bye.